You ready?
Yep. Yeah,
Tell me when.
3, 2.
And we're back. You're listening to Wendy J. Turner on the new amazing 102.5 FM. It's your Do Good Through Good station. I am enjoying this time. Part 2 with Robert Kennan. I called him a faith builder, a dream chaser. He is a man that knows to be a deal closer. God is able and greatly to be praised. We're thankful that you're still here with us. Robert, Bryant,
Yo.
Keisha,
Yes.
Erica,
Yes.
EA. What's going on? Wait a minute. Veronica, Ransom, I'm gonna get it right, and Matt. No, Keenan. You didn't left. The other one's gone. Matt just left. We're still in here, but this is the seed sowing season. So here we are seeing some of it reaping. Robert, you left us hanging on the end of our toenail. We're doing this. You're telling us that at that moment, we just were with you at part 1. Now it's part 2. You left us with this cliffhanger.
Right.
You said a judge was giving you a decision.
Yes.
Either you could do your time right now.
Right now.
9 months.
No.
5 months?
90 days.
90 days.
Yes.
It was a 9. 90
Right.
days, right? Forgive me. 90 days or
Or I can leave to come back to face her in court.
with a jury,
Yes.
a jury trial.
Yes.
Ooh.
Which could have got me 5 years.
If lose, 50-50.
Right.
And here you are with people. You had already built this. You just finished telling us because how you became from at one time a man that was just a product of his streets,
Right.
but you desired to go higher.
Right.
And so here you are explaining to us this rising battle
Right.
of going higher, being successful. You were being challenged with your inner self. You were learning, but
Right.
yet the world was still trying to pull at you.
Right.
And here you are at the top of your game, learning how to do it the right way.
Right.
And you're building someone else's business so high, you forget about your own troubles.
Right.
So here they are still to represent with you.
Right.
All of these people you're here working with, your new life, and here you are in court.
In court.
And you make a decision to say 90 days or I'm going to take a risk and wait. What do you do?
Man, that was one of the defining moments because at that time I really did not want to turn myself in because I'm with this company that's
Right.
taking me around the world.
Yeah.
I meet some of the greatest people, building
Right.
my resources, and it was a
There you
hard
go.
decision to make at that moment. But I just really, I was already in prayer, and I just thought about it at that moment in front of the judge. I told her, I looked back, looked at my mom, and I said, you know what? I'm going to take these 90 days. I'm going to step out of that because I know I've been in the system, and I've seen a lot of guys get railroad. I said, I can get out and try to, you know what I'm saying, and maneuver, but man, I'm really down bad because I really did not report for 9 months.
So all of this time, when you're on probation, you usually have to pay something monthly.
Right. I was paid up, but I had to report every month.
Okay. So it wasn't about the money because you
Right.
said that people thought you were riding high financially.
Right.
But you were saying, truth be told, not so. But I was just wondering, is it because your monies were going to other
No,
responsibilities?
because
Okay.
I wouldn't get. Just think about it. This guy company. I'm just the acquisition guy. He paid for the marketing and stuff like that. He just put me in position to be somebody that negotiated the deals and get the deals.
Right.
So I'm not getting paid no 20,000, 30,000. I negotiate a deal. He turn around, flip, and make 40,000. I might make 1,400 for getting that deal.
So less than 10%.
Right, at 10% sometimes on certain deals. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like I was getting all the money that I should have been getting. You know, but through that process, it was the best teacher because I got to learn some new methods
Right.
from a conglomerate company that I probably wouldn't have learned from somewhere else. You know, the training alone was valuable more than anything else.
Oh, yes, it
Yes.
sounds like it.
And the experience.
Yeah.
You know what? And unfortunately, you are online. I can't comment to you, but if you have any questions, you can email us. We can ask Robert. So please know you can get that opportunity to do that. The phone lines didn't ring. We know y'all were just locked so deep into it. That's why people were commenting. They were on their seats just watching. So please know that you can email us at info@hopeoverher.org if you have any questions with us. Do you have anything you want to ask him today?
We actually did have a question on Instagram.
Okay.
Someone asked about the man that had the 8 life sentences. Are you still in contact with him?
Great question.
Man, what's so crazy about that, man? He just died last year. He was sick. He had sickle cell.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he died.
Were you informed when he died?
Somebody who was there, because I
On the inside?
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I found out.
Were you able to go and
No, nah, that's federal. You can't. You know, that's an inside thing.
and so he left behind the wealth.
Yeah.
Last you knew.
Right.
Wow.
So, does the state get it? Please tell me no.
No. No. You talking about the guy who with the 8 life
Yes.
sentences? And talking about the money he left?
Yes.
No, nobody knew about that. It was in different tuck stashes.
But okay, so the state won't be okay. I'm sorry. Did I sound real radical? I was just hoping the state didn't get it.
Oh no.
Okay, good deal. All right, so somebody's just gonna wake up one day and be blessed. Amen. Okay, hold on. Let me just go on. Do you have me a
Amen.
Raise.
You know,
Right.
so rain on us. Okay, I'm just
Yes.
so back to this. Here he is. What are you thinking about this?
Well, I think it's absolutely amazing because what's so interesting is the point to where he shared he was so encompassed in his hustle with the guy and building that business that he forgot about going to his probation.
Right.
That to me shows the extreme ability to focus.
Mm-hmm.
That's an amazing ability to focus. So focused that you forget about your own concern. That's really very important concern.
Right.
Have any of us ever done that before?
Yes.
This morning. I came in and I looked at Keisha and I was like, oh my God, there are like a couple of bills that I've been so focused on other things that, did I pay that bill? Wait. And I just had to stop and I was like, Lord, help me.
Right.
Because I have it in my calendar. Get the reminders.
Right.
But I'm so focused on other things that it's like, and that's not how I roll.
Right.
Right.
But, you know, things like that happen, but that goes back to what BT just said.
Yeah.
Being focused.
Right.
And being focused on the right thing.
Right.
And
Not-
you were. That's the sad part. You were focused on the right
Oh, yeah.
thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So you went in. You did 90 days.
90 days, and you know what? The defining point turned out to that I ended up doing 5 months.
What?
Wow.
I ended
Why?
up doing 5 months because of bed space.
Wait, what?
I had to wait in the county until they gave me bed space.
They couldn't count that.
They can't count any of that time
No,
as fed time.
That is wrong.
I did free time.
Wow.
That's wrong.
You did free time, but they got paid for it per day.
Absolutely.
This system is
Just-
unbelievable.
Sue them.
Did you know that?
Sue them.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
So I
So you
had
can
to
sue.
wait.
She's right, sue them.
Well, I thank them because it was a part of the process.
The process again. Back to
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
Back to
It
process.
was part of the process
Oh my
because
God.
without that process, I would have never read these 27 strategic books that my private lender was sending me.
Wait. Back up, Robert.
I need a list.
You said that's so cool. If I hadn't had those 5 months instead of
Right.
90 days, I wouldn't have read the 27 books.
Right.
You didn't say 2.7.
Right.
2, then 1 not finished.
Mhm.
27 books
Yeah.
that your mentor, the one you were working for,
No, it's a Chinese lady. One of my
Boom.
private lenders there.
you said a private lender. So I wonder if that's the one on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay, so a lender who you'd worked with was sending you books.
Yes. My mom and her was sending me books.
An Asian lady that's a real estate investor.
Yes, that's somebody that
Did you catch that?
I met along the journey.
You never closed anything off. You never allowed race, gender,
No.
economics, past stop you from going forward.
Oh no.
Ever.
No. No. We ain't letting that get into the focus because, you know, I used to be intimidated of other cultures coming up in the
Come on.
hood. You know, so growing through those experiences in prison opened me up to other conversations.
Yeah.
Because I didn't expand on that. I was studying other cultures and religions
Sure.
and in there because I became Muslim for 11 months
Sure.
because I adored their culture.
Right.
I liked that they structured.
Their discipline,
They
their
did
structure.
You know what I'm saying? I
Absolutely.
never seen nobody else like it.
Right.
You know? So I had to go through all these changes of cultures too to study other religions to understand. So without that process, I would have probably not know what I know now.
It helped, you know, and shout out to many of my Islamic brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
I have them, and I studied it as well,
Right.
and would spend my time on Fridays at 1 at the masjid. I understand that. It's part to understand what you can glean and take from, so that you can give.
Right.
So here you are, you're studying, you're doing all of this.
Right.
27 books.
27
So you
books.
don't take, you're like, you gave me more time in here on the inside, but man, did I make good on it.
Right.
And then what happened?
Because this when my life started, this really when my life took a shift. When I went through those 5 months, this Chinese lady used to come see me every week.
Where were you?
This is a multi-million. I was locked up in Longview in a cognitive thinking program, like a
I love it. So
Yeah.
reshaping your mind. They felt enough of you to put you in a cognitive program for the 5 months
yeah,
in Longview.
in Longview.
That's about 2.5 hour drive.
yes.
You're saying to me, wait a minute. Hold on, my head, I'm trying to get around. Robert Kennedy, you're telling me you had a visitor, a
Yeah.
multimillionaire,
Yeah.
Asian female, was your mentor,
Right.
came to see you how often?
She used to come see me on Sundays,
Every
other Sunday, something like that.
every
Yeah.
2 weeks?
Right.
Quite often.
She would drive.
Right.
I'm gonna just do this. Huh?
Yeah.
Why? Why Robert?
Because she believed in me, and I met her prior before that, and just like these 3 other individuals who are intricate to my journey,
Yes.
but she really poured in me when I was in there.
What would she say?
She said, I just wanted to come see the process.
Wow.
I'm gonna try not to. Hold on.
You know, she
Wow.
never seen jail, thought about jail. She said, I wanted to just come
I'm
see
sorry.
the process and see you. And it brought tears to my eyes when I first seen her. I think it's my mom. I'm in the county at this time. I'm in my orange. Go to the front, think it's my mom. I sit down. What are you doing here? You know, and that was like blown away. I was just crying because you got this lady who didn't have to come through this process ever, and showed me that she believed in me, no matter where I was at. And that's really when I went through those 5 months and she started sending me those books. She asked me what books I wanted, and I used to give her a list. And
I don't
She
know
got
what's
the
happening
books for
to
you and
you.
brought the books in.
Yeah, she was sending the books, mailing me the books. And like I say, that's where my defining moment came, because those 5 months, I turned that 5 months into a mastermind group with these other youngsters that I was molding. And those 5 months.
Inside?
Yeah, on the inside.
You did
Positioning.
what?
Again,
Yeah.
positioning.
You hear
Taking
this?
advantage of the books. Yes, I hear it.
Come
That's
on,
why I love this
seeds.
story.
Planting
Absolutely.
seeds.
So, babe, he sits inside of the cognitive theory rehabilitators in the state
Yep.
of Texas.
Mm-hmm.
His multimillionaire mentor is coming to visit him every couple weeks.
Yep.
She's mailing him books. He didn't say cigarettes. He didn't say credits.
Books.
She's mailing him physical books, and he creates a mastermind group like Napoleon Hill speaks about
That's a part of the book. Law of success.
Absolutely.
of young folk. Why?
Yes, young guys, because it was just that timing. And honestly, we did not watch TV. My group, we talked about books and sat at the table, ate together, and those young guys, it's a couple of them are greatly successful right now from those principles that I still talk to this day, because we was grounded. We had our journals every day. We had to have everything we read, we had to talk about the next day. Okay, what was that chapter like? You know what I'm saying? So we did this for all that time I was there. Anytime we go to lunch, we had got our books with us. When we go work out, we got our books with us. When we sit down and wait for the phone, we got our books with us. That was the habit we put in every
Created,
day.
right.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And they wanted to just be a part of the movement, these young guys. And I was able to give them some influence because they seen the conversation was different. You know what I'm saying? And they never seen, and when I left there, I kept the books there so it could rotate.
Wow.
You know,
Powerful.
You know, I told everybody in that dorm, make sure all these books stay in this dorm. And that cognitive thinking program, all the officers never seen that type of stimulation in that environment. Because we won #1 dorm every month on the cleanliness, and never no fights and stuff like that. Because everybody's mind was stimulated.
Now, if you let's take this to the scripture.
Everybody mind was stimulated. He's giving me too
Romans
much. I'm
chapter
trying not
2.
to cry and get excited.
Romans chapter 12 and 2
Come on.
says, "You shall be renewed and transformed by the renewing of your mind." This gentleman, in that circumstance, renewed himself through books and through scriptures. I have the ultimate. My heart is so full of joy to know you are so much like me. As a UPS driver, as I deliver, and when I deliver to different docks and I find young men 18 to 25, I have to stop the truck and impart wisdom to them and share knowledge and wisdom on how they can take advantage of their youth and transform their mind. And at this age and where we are today, how you can be renewed by reading books. And I share books that I love. And these guys, these young guys love it when I come.
Right.
Because they say, you're the only driver. They pour into us. And they call me and ask me, hey, I haven't seen you. Where are you?
Right.
And that's that same thing. It's planting that seed.
Right.
Get this book. Read this book.
Right.
Because they start saying certain things. I'm like, okay, this young man is different. Okay, you need to go read this book right here.
Right.
This is going to get you in the right direction.
Right.
And I can guarantee probably 25 of them 27 books you probably read, I have too, as well.
Absolutely.
And I just love the collaboration because so much when you read these books, you start speaking the same language.
Right.
Your energy and your vibration becomes on the same frequency.
Right.
And you be around people that you start thinking, I can't even be a part of that conversation because my thought process is not even on that level anymore.
Absolutely.
It's not that you're better than anybody. It's just that you are elevating.
Right.
And that's what I see and I love about you, and that's why your story stuck out to me. It's just amazing.
And that's real funny you say that, because sometimes when I'm in public places, interesting fact, I have earplugs in my purse, flesh-colored earplugs. Sometimes I'm really not trying to hear. I'll have on headphones.
Yeah.
I'll put on my earbuds because I can hear that. I can't change y'all overnight. I can't. Sometimes I just know where I'm at, and I'm not going to just always be in places where the conversation is so common.
Right.
Because it takes me in a place that the vibration, it's like I can't stay in miraculous movement and then function. It's just too much. So I love that you're saying that, because I literally carry those things on purpose. 3 different headphone sets.
Yeah.
3 different ones, just so I can keep what I know here, so that it does not permeate into me.
Right.
So here you are, you're out. You have 11 companies, but there's somebody behind you. One of the companies that you do is real estate.
Right.
You flip houses, wholesale. What? Talk to
I
us.
do every month of the strategy, wholesale, flip, buy and hold. I do apartment units.
That's cash flow, multi property,
Right.
I can't talk to
Multifamily.
multifamily properties.
Right.
So over 4 in a unit, quite,
Yes.
more than okay.
5 and
Five and
over.
on.
Right.
Okay. So you flip, you buy and hold for cash flow, so rental property.
Yes, ma'am.
So there's nothing you don't do. What about contracting?
No, I hire contractors
Okay.
to do those jobs. So, one thing about real estate, you build a power team.
Absolutely.
Pretty much outsource different
Yeah.
things too. That's why I brought on mentorship with students, so I can start teaching them the processes of what I learned and of the seed, so they can have other people they can reach back out and share seeds to as well.
Yeah.
So in here today with you, you have
I got
Ranson?
Ronson.
Ron. Talking, Wendy. I'm sorry, baby. And I had it really good at first. Ronson and Keenan.
Keenan, yeah.
I ain't gonna get
Yeah.
that one. Nuh-uh. Here y'all are. And I need to know, can we get them, is there any way, is that okay if you speak today? Is that all right?
Yeah.
How did you all meet this brother and what happened? Come on over, it's okay. Bronson.
Bronson, yes.
I'm just making myself remember the sound of it. Up in there, yep.
Basically, it was by fate.
Come on.
There was an earlier partner that, of course, Mr. Robert is partners with. Shout out to Eric Sierra, Mr. Eric Sierra.
Okay.
How
old are you?
I'm 20.
20 years old. They can't see him. I know. Come this way a little bit. Keep going.
I'm
This is 20 years
old. I'm about to be a junior at Texas Southern University.
All
I'm a
right.
theater major.
Okay.
So, I mean, it was basically I was just wanting to, find out a way to. I've always had an entrepreneurial mindset.
Yeah.
So I wanted to find a way to better myself. So of course, the way I do things is whenever I'm obsessed with something, I just start searching, I start researching, I start
Right.
wanting to seek the knowledge. So went on YouTube, found out about wholesaling real estate. I just noticed people, it was either real estate or it was the stock market.
Okay.
So found out about real estate, and I just started wanting to build relationships. People were always talking about mentoring, cutting the learning curve. Once you have a mentor, it speeds up the process.
Yeah.
So I started calling. Whenever you see those "We Buy Houses" signs,
Yes.
so I would just call them up. Hey, I just want to, would like to work with you. Blase, blase, blase. As many people as I could call, and I found my mentor that way. And he took me under his wing. And during that time that he took me under his wing, this was a different.
Eric.
One of my other guests,
Okay.
Mr. Eric Sierra, he told me, hey, I got this mastermind group that I want you to go to, this seminar I want you to go to. It's going to be hosted by one of my friends, and he's a partner of mine named Robert Kennett. And so he said, when you go here, I want you to make sure you shake his hand. So I went, and that's where I met Keenan. That's where I met Matt. We were like the three youngest guys in the room. And I went up to Mr. Robert, and I met him, I talked to him. I still have the picture that I took with him till this day. And then literally, a couple weeks later, Mr. Eric said, hey, me and the boys, we're about to bring some younger guys on with Mr. Robert, and I want you to be part of the group. So we ended up all meeting each other. Again, it was by the grace of God that we all literally met each other, and we all met each other that night at the mastermind, but we didn't know we'd all come together again.
Wow.
So that's literally how I came into it.
And what do you do now? I see you have a shirt on, says need to sell a house. So what do you go out and do? What's your role at this point? Because roles are going to change as you elevate.
Definitely.
So what is your role now?
So basically, we wholesale. I mean, I'm in cahoots with Mr. Robert. Anytime he has something to outsource, I deal with the ads or whatever, go on appointments, acquisitions, all of that stuff. So that's what we mainly do now. Me, Matt, and Keenan, that's what we do.
So he shares with you information. He talks with you. You go out in as well. Is this only mentor volunteer, or is it you get something of which you keep? How does it work?
Well, in that aspect, I met these guys by coincidence. So these guys just had a different drive.
Yes, they do.
There's a lot of people want to